Hi! So this is my new channel. I am here to tell you about my vegan journey a little bit, mainly introducing why I'm vegan and how I got there, because it's my 2-year vegan anniversary this month. I'm not sure when this month I actually fully committed to the change, but it was sometime around March 2016 that I changed. So it's 2 years. Woohoo! Boop, boop. This is my brand new channel. I've got some nice artwork by Her Before Tweets. I'll link them in the description below. And this is going to be a channel about veganism, mental health, fitness and relationships. If you like what you see today, make sure you like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy. So I'd already been trying to gradually cut out using products that were tested on animals since like the previous November probably. I was just trying to cut out, stop shopping at Mac, stop shopping at places that had to test on animals where required by law, so like Mac and other places that are like, oh, we don't test on animals, but we get other people to test it for us if it means we can get more money. So that's when I started kind of reducing the harm, I guess, that I put out into the world. And I just kind of wanted to try going vegetarian for a month in February. And it was the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. Going vegetarian was not difficult. The most difficult bit was explaining to people, oh, I can't eat meat when they like cooked for me or something. But other than that, it was really, really easy. And then I thought, oh, at the end of February, I was like, I've done it now. Go back to eating meat. So I had a McChicken sandwich. And just after I finished this McChicken sandwich, someone on Facebook shared a video called The Greatest Speech You'll Ever Hear by Gary Roski.
Eat what comes from the earth. Every vitamin, mineral, and nutrient that exists, protein, calcium, iron, potassium, all the B vitamins, they have an original source, and it ain't the animals.
So I had the McChicken sandwich and I thought I shouldn't have had that McChicken sandwich because that's like got all these horrible things in it that I've just contributed to. And I had a couple of friends that were vegan at the time, they're still vegan now, but I didn't understand veganism as a thing. I thought they just loved vegetables so much and hated meat, and that's why they were vegan. I didn't realise there's this whole thing behind it. So that video proved to me that there was a thing behind veganism or being plant-based. So since watching that video, I started to drastically cut down on everything where I could. Some things were a bit difficult explaining to people that you were in the early stages of it, and people would be like, oh, just go on, it won't harm you. And I'm like, no, it won't harm me, but it'll harm everything else that I'm trying to stop from being harmed. And now obviously if someone were to slip some kind of meat or dairy or egg into something I ate, it would harm me because my body's not used to digesting that kind of stuff, because it isn't good for your body. It's not a natural thing for your body to be having. We just get used to doing it from birth for most of us. Yeah, so the hardest thing about turning vegan was explaining to people why you're doing it. I think something that really pushed me to go vegan was a friend said to me when I was vegetarian, and they were like, well, why don't you just cut out the eggs and the dairy if you've cut everything else out? And I was like, well, now you mention it, that makes a lot of sense. They're not vegetarian or vegan, and they're still not vegetarian or vegan. I did not understand the whole thing behind supply and demand. I thought that what's one person going to do to save the world, blah, blah, blah. One person changing their eating habits isn't going to stop X, Y, and Z from happening. And then I realised that the less you eat, the less demand there is for it, and the more likely it is for things to stop being produced. So I decided that it was the best thing for me to do, and I've always been an animal lover, and I realised how contradictory that is when you say you're an animal lover but you're eating meat and dairy and eggs. And I did not realise, I knew eggs were kind of bad because everybody's heard about the chicken, the baby chicks getting ground up, but I did not realise that the dairy industry funded the beef industry, and that shocked me and saddened me. At the time, I was giving up a lot of stuff I loved, like I loved a good steak, and I loved some chicken, and I loved parmesan especially. I wasn't a massive fan of cheese, and I'd cut out dairy milk for a while because it just didn't agree with my throat. I think I was, like most people, a little bit lactose intolerant. So it wasn't like I gave up a lot of stuff. It was more the case I stopped eating it, and I started realising that it was really never mine to eat in the first place. Like, it was never it wasn't my life that I was ending for my 5 minutes of food or whatever. Animals can't consent to what we do to them. And I think it's always been quite weird that we've always thought that animals don't really know what's happening to them when they obviously do know what's happening to them. And going vegan really, really lined up with what I think my morals are. you can't call yourself an animal lover and contribute to the animal agriculture industry. It just doesn't happen, and it doesn't work that way. As much as you might want it to work that way, that's not how it happens. So going vegan was the best thing for me, and Aaron followed suit shortly after. Aaron's my boyfriend. And my mum followed suit shortly after. My dad has cut down drastically on things he's eaten. And I've met so many lovely people in the vegan community, so many lovely people that all have the same morals as me, the same ideals as me, and we're all fighting for the same things. And I know there are a lot of people watching this who have the capacity to go vegan and just can't be bothered. I'm not talking to the people who literally can't, like people with mental health problems who just mean that they can't go vegan, with people who have mobility issues or literally just any kind of disability that means that they can't cook for themselves, buy their own food, choose what they eat, basically. People with eating disorders, like, I'm not speaking for people like that because I'm not in that situation. I'm not in a situation where I have to scrape pennies to buy food. I'm not in a food desert, so I'm talking from my own perspective, my own point of view. Just a disclaimer there, but I know there are loads of people out there who have the capacity to change but don't want to look at why they should change and don't want to look at what they're contributing to. Like, if you can't watch it, if it's not good enough for your eyes, it ain't good enough for your stomach, pretty much. So it's really frustrating, and knowing that you have loads of people who are really close to you and they have really similar morals to you, but they just, their actions don't line up with their morals. And it's disheartening, and it's really hard to see meat being plastered everywhere and dairy being plastered everywhere and laughing cows and happy meals, and it's really tough sometimes to just be like, okay, I love these people, but they are not, I don't know, it just feels really weird. Like, I respect animals so much that I don't want to kill them and eat them or pay for someone to kill them, and yet the people that I surround myself with, some of them do respect me, but they don't respect the things I respect. And I know that we have a long way to go in terms of everything, in terms of racism, sexism, homophobia, and that for a lot of people speciesism is not high up the list. But just because you're vegan doesn't mean you don't care about anything else. I do genuinely care, and it's like, a lot of people think that vegans can only care about one issue and they don't care about anything else, and that's certainly not true. It's just the best thing I've ever done, and I'm really happy I did it. It's just easy. Like, even if you can't go fully vegan for any reason, then you can cut out by switching cosmetics, switching household cleaning products, switching shower gels. There are so many things that are accessible in shops. I might do an easy beginner's guide to veganism. I think what a lot of people struggle with is the change bit. It's not that they don't want to, it's just easy for them to carry on doing what they were doing. And yes, it is a massive change. When you start realising that that change is a good thing, and once you start moving forwards towards the end goal, it makes everything a lot easier. You don't have to struggle with buying things because you know exactly what you can pick off the shelves. You don't have to struggle with makeup because you know exactly what brands you can buy from and what things from that brand you can buy. It's all a learning curve. It's the same thing as finding out your newest favourites. Like, you can go to a makeup brand and just pick up your favourite eyeliner because you know it's your favourite and you don't have to look at the rest. That's what it ends up being like. You can just go straight to the free from section, or just go along an aisle a little bit in the dairy aisle and just pick up a non-dairy milk. And it's really simple things like that that really help change. And I think maybe a lot of people find veganism daunting, especially when we've got vegans like me on the internet who try and make you see what you don't want to see. But you have to see that, otherwise you don't change. I had to see that, otherwise I wouldn't have changed. I think a soft and subtle approach to veganism doesn't always help or doesn't always work. But a stronger way of getting the views and the ideals out there is a much better way to get people to change. People aren't going to change lightly. It's easy for us now here, but getting that into your brain that it's not as bad as it could be is quite a hard thing to do. That is why I'm vegan, and this is a video celebrating my 2 years vegan. And I've never been happier, and I've never felt more me since going vegan. Because I love animals, I love the planet, and I'm going to do everything I can to save them. So, thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and maybe share it with a few of your friends. Bye!